Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for coming here to the MTC Theater. I know it's 4:30 right now. How's everything? How's the energy right now? Perfect. All right. Okay. So for people, okay, great. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mohammed Jibril. I'm working as a technical architect. I'm coming from Dubai MTC. If you know MTC, it's Microsoft Technology Centers. You can find it up here. So Microsoft Technology Centers, the main idea what we are doing, we actually sit with our customers, understand the challenges that they have, and we start, start afterwards providing them with the right solutions, removing any types of blockers. These blockers could be technical blockers or business blockers. For technical blockers, we have architecture design sessions. We have proof of concepts. We could create a workshop. We could also support them when it comes to hands-on experiences, build demos, and so on. So that's mainly what we are doing in the MTC. We are technical experts, and at that point, we support them when it comes to removing these blockers. So our session today is actually about Microsoft Cybersecurity Reference Architecture. And what I'm going to do today is actually, I'll try to simplify it. It's a little bit, not simple. If anyone saw the reference architecture before for cybersecurity, yeah, I think people know how it is looking at. So what I'm going to do, I'll try to simplify it. And I'll try to show you with a very, like 3 dashboards or 3 portals, how you could actually access these security controls, how you could enable them, and how you could protect your environment at that point. So that's exactly, if you stick around with me, you'll have only 3 dashboards, and from these dashboards, you will have like most of the controls available under your hands, all right? So let me just start with my agenda here. So first of all, I just want to set the stage and just give you like an overview about the threat landscape and what's happening, who are the bad actors, what they are doing, what are they creating, what are they developing, and what actually they want to reach to, all right? So what is actually their target, okay? Then I'll start talking about a little bit the reference architecture, but here I'm gonna divide it into 5 main parts. And this is how I'm gonna simplify it. I hope so. So the first part will be how we could secure the infrastructure, how we could secure the identity, how we could secure the endpoints, and how we could also encrypt our data, all right? And then I will show you how you could have like a bird view when it comes to the security operations. You could have only one dashboard that will show you all of this, okay? So as I said, it's only 3 dashboards that we will go through all of these 5 pillars, right? So if I'll start, first of all, with the cybersecurity landscape or the threat landscape. So we'll start, first of all, with the adversaries, all right? These are the people who are creating the threats, all right? These people could be hackers, could be crackers, all right? Pretty dangerous. But what's more dangerous here when we start talking about governments, we start talking about cyber criminals, spies. So here it becomes really dangerous because these people have a lot of money, they have the power, and they have the patience. So they could build or develop an attack and wait and see what will happen, right? These are types of threats that are created. So you could see the phishing. I know most of you saw like these types of attacks, phishing, adware, spywares, but becomes really here more sophisticated and complex when it comes to zero-day attacks, advanced threats, fileless attacks. This is actually what will happen when it comes to these adversaries and what they are doing. From the other side, so this is like the red part of the attackers. From the other side, as organizations, what we usually do, we build layers of security. These layers of security to prevent the adversaries reaching out to our assets. And I just divided, I just divided the assets and so on according to what we're gonna cover today, right? What they want to do is actually they want to penetrate these layers and to reach the assets. And by the way, they will do it. One of the attacks will go through. There are no 100% protection when it comes to security. And that's very important because we need to change the mindset when it comes to protection. We need to have like a zero trust mindset. What does that mean? We cannot trust only our protection. We need to have detection mechanism on top of the protection. We need also a way to solve the problems or remediate these attacks as soon as possible if we find them, if we detect them. Does it make sense? All right? Okay. So this is the part that I'm going to cover, which is the security. And how we could do that with this. Okay. Yeah. And I hope you know I'm going to cover this. So as you can see here, there's a lot of, a lot of services here, a lot of security controls. So if I just, yeah, please, if you want to take pictures, definitely. But it's available. You could access it. It's available for everyone. And I'm going to do something else here. I'm just going to open it here because I'm going to use the whiteboard. And let me just do that. I'm going to use the whiteboard and start, drawing a little bit around here and stuff like this. So the first part that we will cover is the infrastructure, which is this area. Let me just use the whiteboard here, or the Surface Hub. So this is actually the first part that we were going to cover, all right? The hybrid infrastructure. How we could protect, I'm sorry I'm giving you my back, but how we could protect the hybrid cloud infrastructure, all right? So it's easier like this, all right? Instead of going with this one. So I just took this part, extracted here in this slide, all right? So if we just go through here, what is the hybrid cloud infrastructure? As you can see here, most of the customers will have something like this. They have extranet servers, they have intranet servers, all right? These servers could be like Linux, Windows servers, could be containers. And also, on top of that, they have like, on top of the on-premise data centers, they have also third-party IS, AWS, Google, and some of them will have Azure, right? This is the normal case here. And when it comes to the extranet servers, these extranet servers could be also from the cloud or could be from Azure. They will add these, protection solutions on top of it, or appliances, you could think about it that way, next generation firewalls and so on. It becomes really challenging for us to have visibility across all of this, to have a visibility across the on-premise data centers and the cloud services, how we could do that. And at that point, our approach is that we build Azure Security Center. So Azure Security Center will give you this visibility across all of your data centers. Is it cloud? If it's cloud, if it's on-prem. And not only it will give you this visibility, it will also give you this another approach, which is it will give you the protection. So visibility, protection, right? And threat detection. That's why I'm telling you this is the zero trust approach, all right? And on top of that, you could start using other security services, which are listed here. I'm going to go through them, but through a demo instead. I will not explain it. So each of them, when I go through it, I'll just explain it through a demo. The last thing also, that the same appliances that we were talking about here, you will have it also available for you when it comes to Azure Cloud, from Microsoft Azure. You could do that also through Azure Security Center. So what I'm going to do right now with Azure Security Center, we will start protecting our infrastructure. So is it good till now? So this part is clear? All right. So let me just jump into my other PC here so that we could start going through our first demo, which is Azure Security Center to protect our infrastructure. Cool? So let me just go to my screen here. Everyone sees what I'm having right now on the screen? All right, cool. So the first thing, if you want to go to Azure Security Center, you need to go to portal.azure.com, sign in, and you will find it here, or you could just access it from these ellipses here. So you could just go here to Security Center and you'll find it. So I just open it, and when you open Security Center, what you will land on is the overview page here. From the overview page, you will have 3 layers in front of you. These layers are the first of all, It's the policy and compliance. The second thing here is the resource security hygiene, all right? And then the threat protection. So when it comes to the policy and compliance, this is the most important part because Azure Security Center is actually built on this. So it's monitoring your resources in Azure, and it's updating all of the information in front of you like this. So the first part of the first layer, which is policy and compliance, is the secure score. From here, this is very important. Why? Because from here you could know what is your security posture, what you need to do to enhance your security. So we are gamifying the security posture here so that you could just have this type of overview. And when you click inside the secure score dashboard, you will find it divided into 4 main categories. These categories according to compute and apps, data and storage, identity and access, and networking resources. All right? Let me go back again here. The second part is the regulatory compliance. From here, you will find all of your regulations, the regulation standards that you need to actually meet. So if I just click on it here, it will start showing you all of the compliance assessments to see if you are meeting these compliance assessments or not. You have these compliance assessments out of the box available for you, something like Azure CIS, PCI, ISO, and then you will have all of these data in front of you. These are exactly the rules that you need to meet. So you can see here there are failed assessments and past assessments, and you can find them, all of them, from here. So if I just expand this, it will tell you these are the rules. This is what you need to do. This is the assessment. So one of them, I'll give you an example, that you need to enable something like MFA for all the permission for all of the owners of your subscription. All right? When you click on it, it will take you directly to the resource and the place that you could start enabling something like this. And when you start enabling this MFA, it will directly reflect again on your score. Is it clear? All right. So, yes. So here, it's not not getting the data. Some of them we are getting it from M365, all right? But the rest is actually coming. I'll show you from where exactly we're getting this data, all right? Which is from the managed compliance policies. So what's happening here, by default, when it comes to your Azure resources, all right? By default, when we enable Security Center for all of the Azure resources, you will have default policies that will be applied. And these default policies are the one which are reflecting on your score at that point. It has nothing to do with Office 365 right now. Okay, so it's something different. So until now, everything here is basic. We don't go for the standard tier until now. So there's all of this. These are, so let me show it to you here. Everything here is included with Azure right now. So when you have your VMs, you could actually go and enable Security Center, and you will have like the basic features from Security Center. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go through all of to tell you what are the differences between them, but at least, you just get the idea of, from that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna, if we could park the questions for after the session, because I have a lot of things to show you. Yes, all right. I will clear it after for the question. So let me show you from where you're getting these scores, or the numbers that we were talking about is from the policy management here. So when you go to the policy management, it will list for you the management groups and the subscription. So the subscription, if anybody knows, the subscription is like the umbrella that will cover all of your Azure resources, all right? So when you enable Security Center for your subscription, that means that you're enabling Security Center for all of your resources. If I click on the subscription here, what you will find, it will start showing you that there is a Security Center default policy. And if you want to know about this policy, what is it? You go to the View Effective Policy. And from here, it will start listing for you something like, so exactly the same. You remember the categories that I showed you in the secure score? it's here right now. So compute and apps, sorry for that. You could go network, data, and identity. And if I just go through one of them, just to give you an example, so you can see here, it's monitor missing endpoint protection. If I just hover with my mouse here, and just let me just go here and just hover again. It's running away from me. All right, so you can see here, Azure Security Center will assess if VMs are missing the endpoint protection agents or not. So this is the policy that will apply. If it didn't meet this policy, it will start alerting you in Azure Security Center. If I'll just go back again here, the second part, which I showed you, which is related to the industry, from here you find the out-of-the-box industry regulations that are available. But also what is cool right now, this is something new that has been announced in Ignite, that you could add more standards from here. If I just add more standards, it will show you other available regulations that you could add from here. Okay? So let me go back. The last thing that I want to show you here, not only you will have the default policies that will be applied from Azure Security Center, you could also add and customize your own policies. You could add certain policies that you are looking for. And this is also something announced in Ignite. If I just click here also, what you will get, it will list for you all of the customized policy that have been created. But also you could go on and create your own policy from here. So the policies, what is it? It's actually rules that will apply across your subscription. What does it mean? So it's something like, I'll show you one example right now. So first of all, I need to define where is the location of this policy, or this policy where it will apply. I will choose here the subscription. All right. And what will happen when I select this subscription, it will start loading for you all of the available built-in policies or the custom policies that you could create. All right. So you can see here the built-in policies, something like audit virtual machines without disaster recovery configured. So any virtual machine doesn't have disaster recovery, audit it for us. Just give us like the alerts for something like this. Is it getting clear here? All right? Okay. So this is the first part. If I'll just go back to my beautiful diagram here. So this is actually the first thing that we covered. So I just gave you an overview about the Azure Security Center, and I just covered the first part, which is Azure Policy. Now I'll start going through the rest as fast as I can. All right. So the second part, which I will talk about, is Azure Key Vault. Does anybody know what is Azure Key Vault? Yeah, Azure Key Vault, just like briefly, it is actually the place that you could start managing your keys. You could start managing your secrets, these secrets or your certificates, and you could start assigning these keys and certificates to different resources, right? So if we want to start, working on Key Vault and right now start, understanding what's happening. So from here, when you go to the resource security hygiene, and you go to the recommendations, it will show you high severity recommendations and medium severity. So if I click on the recommendations, it will give you an overview of all of your alerts that you have across your subscription, as you can see here. These alerts could be identity alerts, could be data and storage alerts, could be virtual machine alerts, and so on. So let's say right now I know that I have key vaults, and I want to know what's happening with these key vaults across my tenant right now, or across my subscription as a security admin. So I'll just search for key vault and see. Yeah, it seems that I have some problems when it comes to the key vaults here. One of them is that diagnostic logs in key vault should be enabled because I want to audit what's happening with these specific key vaults. One of the very handy feature that is available right now is Quick Fix. When I click on Quick Fix, what will happen? It will enable for me the diagnostics for the key vault directly from here. And it will enable it across all of my key vaults. So let's say I have 5 of them. So the diagnostic will be enabled across the 5 key vaults that we have. But I just want to show you manually how we could do that. If I click on it here, first of all, Azure Security Center will give you this overview, a description of what exactly you need to do, the general information, and how it will reflect on your score. And then, which is very important here, it will show you what are the threats if you don't enable something like this. All right? So the bad actors could do that right now. And from here, it will show you the remediation steps. Either it's a quick fix remediation, and if you want to go a little bit further here and want to know exactly how does it look like and what's happening in the back end, if you just click on the view remediation logic, you will find here the JSON script that will run to execute something like this for all of the unhealthy resources. And the last thing that you will have here is the unhealthy resources. It will list for you the healthy and the unhealthy resources. These are key vaults. And when you click on the key vault here, can everybody see what I'm doing? Yeah? When you click on the key vault, you can see it will give you, first of all, an overview about what you have, and it will show you all of the settings that you have. And then you could start enabling something like the diagnostic settings. It will show you the remediation step and exactly what you need to do when it comes to the remediation steps. If I'll go next to the next part of our beautiful diagram here, so we covered the key vault right now. What I want to show you right now is how we could protect right now the virtual machines and the virtual network. All right, so these virtual machines could be on premise or could be in the cloud. So how we could do that? So as a security admin, the first thing I want to do is go not only to the overview, I'll just go to the compute and apps resources, which is actually the virtual machines and all of the available resources when it comes to compute, all right? So you can see here you have the VMs and computers, you have the VM scale sets, you have the cloud services, the app services, and so on. And also you have the list of vulnerabilities or weaknesses that are available in your infrastructure. So I'll just go by here, just changing the severity and just showing, I want to go to prioritize right now. So as you can see, when I start doing this, I have 4 failed resources, 4 virtual machines right now. And I could start, going through each of them. One of them I can see here, I need to encrypt the disk of these virtual machines, right? And let's see why we need to do something like this. If I click on it, it will take me to the same page like the key vault here, but here it will give you a description about something like Azure Disk Encryption. It's leveraging something like the industry standards, BitLocker, and dmcrypt when it comes to Linux virtual machines. And it will give you this general information, but here it will give you the threats if you don't enable something like storage encryption. And it will show you also the unhealthy resources, but what is very cool here that I could just click on the unhealthy resource, which is one of the virtual machines. It will take you directly to the disks, and from here I could encrypt my disk. So this is how easy it is. I just went through just 3 steps, and right now I could start encrypting my disk. So when it comes to the next thing, so right now we covered the encryption of the disks. So if I'll just go back here also to the compute and app resources, and let's start enabling something like anti-malware. We need to enable something like anti-malware to detect or to find any kind of malicious softwares or viruses on the virtual machines. And how we could do something like this, we just also, let's go to the same virtual machine that I was showing you right now. Let's just go to the severity again, which is I'll just go to this one. And I'll open the same virtual machine. If I want to enable the anti-malware, I just go to extensions. And from extensions here, I just add and search for the Microsoft anti-malware. I just open it here. And what will happen, I could create this, and it will enable it for me directly on the virtual machine, this virtual machine specifically. So it will detect for me viruses, spywares, malicious softwares, and it will alert me and show me what actually is happening when it comes to these virtual machines. So what is next right now is right now we protected our virtual machines, we protected our infrastructure. We want to go to the next thing, which is we want to connect to protect our network. How we could do that? Also, you go to the networking resources. And from the networking resources here, we'll get a network map about what's happening when it comes to the infrastructure. And also, you will find the list of recommendations that you need to take here. one of the listed recommendations here is something like that we have a virtual machine is actually facing the internet, right? And we need to make sure that we have like a network security group is applied on this specific virtual machine because it's facing the internet, all right? And if I go to also to this virtual machine, it will take me to the networking. And from the networking here, I could start adding something like inbound port rules and outbound port rules, right? I could allow, deny, and so on. So I could, for this specific virtual machine, it's very important for me, it's very critical. So I need to make sure that in this virtual machine, nobody could access it except with an RDP protocol. That's it. I could do that from here, all right? When it comes to the networking, also, if I want to enable something like Ddos Protection. So Ddos Protection will be enabled by default when it comes to the Azure Data Center. But if I want to start monitoring the DDoS attacks that are happening on my virtual machines, I could do that also from here by just going to the virtual network, and from the virtual network here, I will enable the standard option directly from here. All right? The last thing that I will talk about here when it comes to Azure Security Center, and then we will jump into the next dashboard, is this, which is the threat protection. So from the threat protection here, it will show you also the security alerts that you have, and these security alerts by severity. So if I just click on it and go further and have more in-depth insights, and you can see here it will show you the high severity attacks, the medium, and the low. And it will list for you all of this. So if I just click on one of them, it will give you an overview, a description about it, give you exactly which virtual machine had these attacks. And if I'll just go to the incidents related to this specific attack here, like anti-malware action failed, you will have more information about it. It will tell you that Microsoft Anti-Malware encountered an error, and it's an high attack here. And you can see the attacked resources is this specific machine, and detected by Microsoft Anti-Malware, and it will show you the file path. What is very important here, you could trigger something like a logic app, which will automate for you automate for you how to remediate this specific attack or something like this. All right? So that's it when it comes to how you could start, protecting your infrastructure and how you could actually work on something like this. Is it clear right now a little bit? And from where you could, this is like a start, From here you could start doing this part, protecting your infrastructure. All right? Clear? Yeah? Nobody's answering. Okay, good. Okay. So let me just go back again to my, where is it? Here we go. So this is the first part that I was talking about. So what's next right now? With the second dashboard that I will talk about right now, it will cover a lot of stuff for us. So the second dashboard, which is M365 Security Dashboard. In M365 Security Dashboard, you could have a view, a visibility across this part, which is all of your clients and the devices that you have across. And you will have a visibility when it comes to the Defender ATP or your Windows Defender when it comes to something like antiviruses or something like Microsoft Defender ATP. The second thing also that you will have an overview when it comes to the information protection, and from here you will have, from one place you could start encrypting your data, your files. All right, you could encrypt also your SQL databases. You could also mask it. And the third part also that you will have it here is the identity and access management. And from the identity and access management here, you have a lot of other controls that you could apply, something like Azure AD identity protections, enabling something like multi-factor authentication. But what is cool that I'm going to show you when it comes to the M365 dashboard, it will give you also a score. And from this score, you could understand the posture and what you need to do and what you need to apply. The last thing that I will talk about in this specific dashboard, which is the software as a service. Does anybody know CASB? Cloud app security? All right. So this is it will take you to the cloud app security from one place. In the cloud app security here, you will have a visibility across all of your cloud applications. And when you have this visibility across all of your applications, you could start pushing some controls. You could start, finding any types of abnormal behaviors when it comes to using these cloud applications. All right? Okay, I have 13 minutes. So if I'll just go through them right now. So this is from the Identity and Access Management. This is actually what I'm going to show you, that how you could enable all of these solutions. From the information protection, the same idea here. You will have first of all, have the ability to build your own labels to encrypt the solutions. And the last thing is the SaaS applications here. All right? And the devices, sorry for that. So let me just open M365 Security. Did anybody saw the M365 dashboard before? All right, cool. So let me just open this. And here it is. So you go to security.microsoft.com. And from here, you will land on this page. The first thing, which is very important for us, sorry, yeah, thank you so much. Let me just go back here. So you go to security.microsoft.com, all right? And from security.microsoft.com, the first thing that you will have here is the secure score. And from the secure score, you'll have a lot of information and how you could improve your score, which is improving your security posture. So if you go here and click on improve your score, this is what you will get here. So you'll get the list of what actions that you need to take to improve your score. These actions could be categorized according to what I showed you before, which is identity, applications, all right, and also data. So from here, you could start enabling a lot of stuff. I'll just give you one example, something like require multi-factor authentication for Azure AD privileged users, all right? If you just click on it, it will take you to this page. And in this page, you could start managing how you could enable something like this. If you just manage it from here, it will take you to the portal. And from the portal here, you could enable something like conditional access, right? The main idea that I don't want you to just understand what is conditional access. The main idea, I just want you to know from where you could do that, all right? If I'll just go back again to our score here, and I want to improve my score, the next thing that I want to show you here, how I could enable something like encrypting the data. So if I just go here to something like the data here, so you can see you need to apply something like IRM protections to your documents. So from here directly, you could do that. If you click on manage, it will also take you to the area that you could start managing something like this. It will tell you how you could do that and how you could actually restrict something like this. Okay? Let me just go back. And the last thing that I want to show you here, when it comes to the applications, which will take you to the cloud app security, right? So if I just go back again to my score, improve your score, and when it comes to the improve your score here, I just want to go to something like use cloud application security to detect anomalous behavior when it comes to your applications. So if I click on it, manage, it will take me to cloud app security. And cloud app security is one of the great solutions that we have because it will give you visibility across all of your cloud applications. What are actually the users doing with these applications, with these cloud applications? So it will land you here on all of the alerts that have been detected, all right, from these discovered applications. So these are the listed applications that you have with the score and everything, and these alerts that you are receiving when it comes to the abnormal behaviors across these applications. All right? So you're getting the idea right now from where we could do that and from where we could start, you know. So right now we're protecting our infrastructure, we are protecting our identity, we are encrypting our data right now, and we are protecting the devices. I didn't talk about the devices here. The last thing I want to show you when it comes to the devices, that also from the same landing page here, you could go on and find something like device compliance. And from the device compliance, you will understand here what is happening when it comes to the managed devices that you have. These managed devices could be Android devices, could be iOS devices, could be Windows. So if I click on it, it will take you directly also to Intune. And from Intune here, you start managing and building your policies, your compliance policies, your configurations. And from here, directly, you could start evaluating what's happening when it comes to these devices, right? The last thing that I want to show you here is the devices that are under attack, which is Microsoft Defender ATP. In Microsoft Defender ATP here, you'll have this overview, which will give you security operations, give you the active alerts, the high active alerts and the medium and the low. And directly from here, you could take actions like going to one of the alerts and one of the attacks. And when you go to this attack here, you could start understanding what happened exactly, to which device. So first of all, it will show you the device and what is exactly the attack. And it will give you an overview and a description about that type of attack and what is actually the recommended actions from you to start remediating this attack. But what is cool here, it also automates this attack for you. So from here, it will automatically investigate for you. And also, it will show you, it will give you the option that you could automatically remediate this issue, which is this file. So what will happen here, it will directly quarantine this file for you, all right? Or it will give you the option that you as an admin would take the action. As you can see here, when I clicked on it, what happened, it will take you like this to this graph that will show you. So let me just go a little bit here. Here you go. So it will show you that it seems that this machine was under attack, and these are the types of files that have been analyzed, all right? And from here, it will give you all of the data. And you could go through the alerts and the machines, and you can see what happened here. If I just go back again to the investigation graph, it will show you what are the files that have been monitored, and the processes, and the IP addresses, and so on. Clear? All right. So the next and the last thing that I want to talk about today, so let me just go back to the presentation, is the security operations. So all of what I've talked about right now is you could actually connect it directly to a SIEM solution, which we call it Azure Sentinel. Does anybody know Azure Sentinel? Anybody used it before? All right. So I think so you could understand how good it is. So Azure Sentinel, as you can see, so I covered Cloud App Security. I talked about Azure Security Center, Microsoft Defender. So you could actually correlate all of this data into Azure Security Center as Azure Sentinel. And from Azure Sentinel, you could start, using it as a SIEM solution and as a source solution, right? So let me show you how does it look like and where you could access it. So let me go back to my screen here. So if you want to access also Azure Sentinel, it's in azureportal.azure.com, and you will find it directly here also. So either you will find it here, or you need to add it. So you need to search for it and add it. Azure Sentinel is actually built on log analytics. So if you have Custo query language, and you know about Custo query language, you could actually query and start executing a lot of incidents here and start taking actions accordingly. So the first thing that you will have here is the overview about all of the alerts that you have across your organization. You will have also the incidents that happened across your organization. But where are we getting this? We are getting this data or these information from the data connectors here. So we need, first of all, to connect the appliances, the applications that you have. And you can see here, there's a list of them available for you that you can start using. These lists could be like third-party, like something like Barracuda, something like, as you can see, Amazon Web Services. And here you could add your Azure Active Directory, your Office 365, your CASB solution. And what will happen is it will correlate all of this data for you, and it'll start showing you something like this overview. And what is very interesting, that you could start querying these types of, if there's an abnormal attack or there's any types of attack, you could start querying something like this by going to the logs here. And from the logs here, you could start running these queries. I'll just give you one example of this, how it will look like. I just saved one of the queries that I have built before, which is I want to show here what are the new incidents week over week. So I want to compare last week compare it with this week. What is the incidents that I'm receiving here? So if I'll just go here and query from the saved queries here, I just saved some of the queries that I have. And one of them, which I have saved here, is week over week query. And you can see, this is how it will look like. So you could go here for this security event, and you could see where exactly it's time generated. It's 14 days ago. And I want to summarize the information that I have. And I want to show it actually in a table, all right? So let me run this query and see what will happen. Let me just go back here. So it's getting my data. All right. It shouldn't take so much time because these are like very simple data. I don't need more than this. Let me try to run it again. All right, it seems that there is something wrong with this environment right now. I need to refresh it and something like this, but I don't have that much time. Let's give it, let me show you something else and return back to it in the end, all right? So if I just want to show you the last thing here when it comes to specifically Azure Sentinel, that let's say we want to go to one connector specifically and you don't want to go through all of the incidents that you have. You could just go to the workbook here, and from the workbooks you will find several templates available that you could start using. I'll just give you an example for one of the templates like Palo Alto. So this is not Microsoft. I just added this connector right now. And I have the view saved workbook here. And from the view saved workbook, it will start listing for you all of the incidents that Palo Alto detected. So just give it, so it seems that the internet's a little bit slow. As you can see here, it starts showing you the threats by subtypes, the wildfires verdicts, and so on. And it will show you over time what's happening across your appliance. And if you go further than that, you could see the threat events and where are these threat events, and so on. The last thing I want to show you, I'm sorry for that. I told you that, I promised you that was the last thing, but there's something else very important, which is actually the incidents. So from here, because it's getting the data for you, you could see all of the incidents that are happening across your appliances, your services, and so on. So one of them is something like anomalous login. When I click on it here and start investigating, it will start showing you this graph that there's an anomalous login happened from Darcy. And if I want to know what's related to Darcy right now, if I just go to the related alerts, from here I could see that it seems that there's a suspicious PowerShell command had been running from Darcy, and she was running this actually on one of the devices. If I just go to the related alerts here, it will show you what happened exactly. It seems that this device had this script, and if I click on this script, it will show you what exactly the type of attack here. And if you want to start automatically remediating this problem, you will need something like the playbooks here. And the playbooks is actually built on something called Azure Logic Apps. Logic Apps here, you could start building some like a flow on how to remediate this issue or this attack. All right? And that's it when it comes to the demos and the session today. I know it was very heavy for 4:30, but did you get the idea at least? Yeah? All right. Thank you so much.